really need a wee. So I'm not really a fan of the hair this morning. I don't know why, but it doesn't feel right. But I can't be bothered to take it out and replait it, so we're just going to have to roll with it, and I'll just take a hat with me just in case I want to cover it up. But today we're off to Clydach Gorge. Oh, I think that's how you pronounce it, Clydach? Anyway, Clydach Gorge. And I'm really excited because there's meant to be some waterfalls there, and I absolutely love waterfalls. And there's also meant to be a very interesting ruin, which I won't tell you anything about until we get there. So yeah, let's get everything in the van and let's get going. When I got Winston as a rescue dog, he was terrified of travelling in the car. So now it makes me so proud of him to see him jump in all on his own. It looks as though this pylon has been put on display. I hope this sign isn't for this pylon. No, it's for the ironworks. There, look at that. This is Clydach Ironworks, which was built in the 1790s, and it employed over 1,350 men. Now in 1986 it was excavated and partially restored, but then later abandoned. And this here is what it used to look like. So I'm just reading this, and what I found really interesting is the last sentence where it says that the ironworks and other metal industries in Monmouthshire helped make Wales the world's first industrial nation. Which is strange because when I think of Wales, I don't think of industry, I think of sheep. So I'm walking up this rather steep hill, and I'm hoping that there's a good view at the top, because I don't like walking up hills. I only do it for the view. Oh, actually, you see that? It's not bad, is it? But yeah, I only do it for the view. It's not as fun walking up a hill without a view, so hopefully we'll have a good one at the top. So that there is the A465, and we have got a little bit of a view. Hey Wins, what do you think? You're not looking at the view? You're not bothered, are you? Come on then. I think we might be going over the top of that. So that was, we were stood down there a second ago, and then we came up and around. So we found this gorge thing that had been cut into the side of the rock, but one thing I couldn't work out is why did they put a hole at the bottom? Now what I did find interesting is that you could see more openings in the side of the hills. And I wanted to know if you could get to them, especially because this second one looked as though it had a track. Don't know why the hole. Why the hole? Why have we built a hole? What are you sniffing, Went? Is it a good smell? Oh, gotta pee on it. I'll pee on everything. Now what is this one? Oh, it's quite deep. Can I get through that? I want to go in there. Can I get... The wrong footwear onto this. I think it's just a hole. Winston the Explorer is off to check it out. Go on, you go. You go see. Oh, okay. Let's see if we can get across. One, two. I'm coming, Winston. 3, 4. This is going well so far. To the brick. Across, we did it. What is in here? That is kind of spooky. I'm gonna put my torch on. Okay, so I'm gonna be honest, I just chickened out. That goes really deep. And the torch on my phone, when I put the torch on my phone, I can't video, so I couldn't video going in. But you just can't see anything. I wish I brought my actual torch or my head torch. And I think if I had more light, I might have been a bit braver, but you can't see anything, and the torch on my phone isn't illuminated enough to make me brave enough to keep going. Even Winston was walking behind me. Because yeah, it does go really deep and you can't see anything. I'm really curious. But I'm also really scared. I don't like the dark. I'm 35 years old, but I don't like the dark, that is. I think it's made more eerie because of the noises. And obviously you can't smell it, but there's like this real damp, musty smell. But yeah. It's got like a, I don't know if you can see it, it's got like a vaulted arch ceiling. But yeah, I chickened out, I'm sorry. Some adventure vlog this is, isn't it? Right, now to get back. Brick number 1. Oh, we're gonna have to keep all inside. Brick number 2. That one, that's not steady. Mark 3, 4, 5. We did it. What are you sniffing, Wentz? You're gonna head back? Well, I say head back. It's a circular route, so we go back a different way. But this is kind of the end point. I'm kind of gutted that I didn't go in, but I'm too scared to go in. Yeah, we'll have to leave that. Go on, Wentz. Back that way. So we're just casually walking down this path, and then there's this. This one got a fence up, so I couldn't go down this one even if I did have the courage and the bravery. Can't see the end. And how long it goes. Oh, another one. You see the back of this one? Nope. Arch ceiling. Winst, how did you get on? You're small, aren't you? He's a bit taller than you, Winston. Ow, branch, ow, ow, stone. So I've lost track of the tunnels now. I think they're running underneath this earth because the entrances are just around that corner. So I think they're running underneath this. Wonder if we'll see them at the other end. So at the end of those tunnels was somebody's house. Now I didn't want to stand outside someone's house filming and then put their house on the internet, so I just left it. But wouldn't it be cool if those tunnels went to some kind of underground lair for their house, or it was some kind of secret entrance and exit? That'd be cool, because the house was actually right at the back of where I thought the tunnels were. But Winston kind of, no, it's gonna be his toy. Where's it going? Oh, is it under here? There you go. Oh, where are you going now? Where are you going now? You can't know, this isn't helpful. I'm meant to be filming. You are the most unhelpful dog. So for lunch today, I've got some salmon. I'm going to do it with some whole grain rice, some veggies, got a bit of garlic as well, and some spinach. And Winston is down here. He is sous chef. He likes the salmon skin, don't you? You like the salmon skin? I'm just about to start work. Winston is down here, fast asleep. And I've just been sat here in silence, not doing anything. I'm just listening to the sound of the rain outside. And it's just really peaceful. But now it's time to pay the bills. There's a worm. A worm. Winston, don't stand on the worm. Come back on the grass. Oh, I'm sure he'll find his way. Saved a worm, Winston. So we have some neighbours. Yesterday evening, 4 camper vans / motorhomes turned up. And I'm guessing because it's Friday evening, people are now popping on out. I also think it's the kids' bank holiday. Not bank holiday, half term, is it? But anyway, we are no longer the only people on the campsite. But today is a Saturday, which means that we're not doing anything today. For a couple of reasons really. Firstly, I don't like going places on a Saturday because everyone's out on a Saturday, everyone's out walking and enjoying themselves, and I much prefer to do it in the week when it's quieter. Secondly, Winston's had a lot of walks this week. Well, I say that, he hasn't done as much as what he usually does, but it's a lot considering he's just kind of getting back into it. Thirdly, I've got lots of work to do. And doing stuff that I've really been putting off. I've been procrastinating a lot on the big jobs, the big things that I need to get done. I've been doing all the little admin things. Although saying that, it's about lunchtime now, so we're going to have a break. We're going to go for lunch, make something to eat. Going to take Winston out for a little wander and chance to go to the toilet. And I think this is us for the rest of the day. We're just going to sit here, work, and nap. I don't really like having the pod in the bed position in the daytime, but because I want Winston to have a good rest, it's easier for him to sleep in this space spread out than it is when obviously I've got the desk and everything set up. It does make it a little bit more difficult for me to work. I tried working from that table before, I don't know if you remember in one of the previous vlogs, and it was terrible, not comfy whatsoever. So today I'm just kind of using this little backrest. My Wi-Fi's here because I haven't been bothered to put it outside yet. I'm going to take it outside in a minute. It still works. I don't know whether it's as good, but it still works on the inside. So I'm going to pop it outside in a minute. But yeah, Winston seems to like it here. Anyway, I'm hungry, so we're going to go get some lunch. Now, because I want to procrastinate for a little bit longer, let's talk about this campsite. So I'm currently at the Hogs Head in Abergavenny, and this is the most expensive site that I've ever stayed at. Okay, so before I give you the prices, here's a quick tour of the campsite. So there's all the pitches, and then in order to get to the facilities, you need to walk past all these little pods and huts until you get to these sheds down here. Now, I know that they don't look like much from the outside, and I'll be honest, when I first saw them, I was a little bit concerned. But inside these 4 containers are 4 individual bathrooms, and they are fully kitted out. So you've got your toilet, your sink, and your shower. You've also got a heated towel rail, and the best thing about these facilities is that the shower is not a push button, so you can turn on the hot water and it will constantly flow. Okay, now let's go back to the pricing. So I've stayed for 6 nights. It was £35 per night for me and my little caravan, and it was £5 per night for Winston. So the whole cost came to £240. Now of that, £36 went to Pt2, which was the website I booked it through, and then the Hogs Head got £204. But I mean, it still cost me £240 for 6 nights. So that for me is expensive. I've never paid that amount for a campsite before. I was a little bit stuck on other sites that I could book that were open at this time of year in February in the area that I wanted. But also all the pitches here are fully serviced pitches. I've never stayed on a fully serviced pitch before because there's kind of no point with my pod, and I know that people pay extra for them. So with the cost of energy going up and the cost of electricity going up and the fact that I'm on a fully serviced pitch, maybe that price is reasonable. But for me, it's the most expensive price I've ever paid. I don't understand the £5 per dog. I don't know how Winston costs them £5 a night. I understand that there is costs incurred with having dogs on the site. For example, he drinks a little bit more water, and obviously he's going to the toilet, so there's more bags in the rubbish bin. But I don't know what else? I mean, I've never run a campsite before. Maybe there's some other costs that I'm not aware of when you invite dogs onto the site. Maybe there's more costs in insurance. Maybe they damage stuff. I don't know. Maybe there's other stuff that I'm not aware of. But £5 a night seems expensive to me. Now, that being said, I have had a lovely stay. It's a nice little campsite. I haven't had any problems. The owners have been really friendly. And obviously there's a pub on site. Not so good for me because I don't drink alcohol, but if you like to have a drink in the evening, then obviously that's ideal. But just to note that the pub does not serve food, it is wet trade only. Now, one thing that I do need to make you aware of if you're thinking of coming here is that even though the Pitch Up website says that this site accepts twin axle caravans, you do have to drive down a single track road for quite some distance. And although there are passing places, they're not very generous passing places. It's still going to be a very tight squeeze. Now, even me coming down in this little pod, I was quite nervous at times because it is quite a long road and it is very narrow and you can't always see around the corners. But other than that, it's a lovely site. I've had a nice time and I now really need to get on with some work. And that about wraps up our first campsite of this trip. It's now time to pack up and get on the road. Now remember that we're visiting 4 campsites in total, in and around the Brecon Beacons in South Wales on this 25-day touring adventure. Now our next stop is at the National Showcase Centre for Wales, and I'm most excited about this one because it's in the middle of the Brecon Beacons. So I've just done some of the best reversing that I've ever done in my life, and I didn't get it on film. Basically drove up this hill here, up to there, came round this corner, straightened her out, and literally put her where she is now. I've not moved her a single inch. That is where I unhooked her. But look at this pitch.